gain stage your outputs? Absolutely. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. Okay, first of all, when it comes to gain staging, we have to think in the stages. So where does the audio come from to begin with? It comes from the computer. So what you want to do is go to the Windows mixer right here and make sure that it's cranked up to 100. All right. Now, another thing is, if you click Mixer, you'll see all your different programs will have their own volume sliders. Most of the time, you want to have those cranked to 100 as well. Next up, open up your audio interface's control panel software. Sometimes it's called one thing, sometimes it's called another. I am using the Audient control panel, but other ones will look similar. Actually, they'll look more similar to this. But either way, you can use either classic mode or the new one. I like classic mode because I'm used to it. So what you're going to do is really simple, but I need some audio to send through. And for that, I'm going to lower, this is the main control right here, this big knob. But these sliders over here control the individual inputs and outputs. Now, right now, as you can see, I have my inputs muted, and as a precaution, I also have their faders all the way down. My output on 1 and 2, which is the main one that Windows uses, that's open. That's not muted, but it's set to -20. Now, why is that? Well, -20 is about where I want it for material that is maximized to almost digital zero. Let me show you what I mean by playing some music that I'm going to probably have to mute. All right, so we got some audio going, and in the beginning, yeah, it's got some dynamics, but let me find an area around here where it's a little bit more stable. See how it peaks in the orange right here on the fader, on the DAW fader, I should say. Well, at the default setting, this is what happens. And pay attention to this meter over here, because that's the important one. All right, see that? See how it's like super close to being at the maximum level, and there's a lot of yellow bars now compared to when I had it at -20. Well, why is that? It's because the signal is going through this little matrix of a program, and at its default setting of 0, it's nearly clipping the output converter. And what does that mean? That means that this is going to be the setting that I'll have it at on the final output gain. Now, if I set this knob higher, that means I have to lower my speaker volume. And my speakers are, I believe, about 30 watts per speaker, and the subwoofer is like 50 watts. So it's not super loud, but it's good enough. And the point I'm trying to make is whenever I'm either listening casually, enjoying music, I want to set it so that I'm just hitting that first yellow. Now, some people may think I'm crazy, but I like to be able to turn this knob up right here to about -20. So it's really easy to remember because I keep the fader at -20, I keep the knob at -20, and then I just adjust the volume on my speakers. It's really simple, right? When you think about it. So why do I do that? Because see, if you have your volume on your speakers really low, that's not good. In my opinion, that's not good. I love the way music sounds when it's peaking right there. Even hyper-compressed music sounds more open at this setting than otherwise. Now, here's the cool thing. And this, anybody who DJs music knows what I'm talking about. as I'm listening to different albums, I'll just come and adjust the fader so that it's once again peaking it at, the yellow point. If that means I got to go up, I got to go up. But again, I always had the Windows volume at 100%,